Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Puppet Master Month here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are hitting the final film in the series that was actually numbered. And what I mean by that is that every other film beyond this point doesn't tell you what sequel number it is in the title. Tonight's film is Puppet Master 5, The Final Chapter. And, yes, folks, this actually is one of those horror films that came out and publicly announced it was the final film in the series. And then they made more sequels and proved this film to be a huge fucking liar. Now, I honestly could probably sit here and go on and on and on about all of the other film franchises which have pulled this shit, but I'm not going to because that would kind of be a waste of time. I should mention that Puppet Master 5 was genuinely intended to be the final film in the series, and, well, a couple years later they opted to do a few more films. So, also, Puppet Master 5 was filmed at the same time as Puppet Master 4, and 4 was a really good film. So, I really am not entirely certain if this thing is going to be any, good or not. I just know that it was made at the same time as Puppet Master 4. I really enjoyed Puppet Master 4, so I actually kind of have some slightly high hopes going into this one. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Puppet Master 5. Did this cop just say that Blade looks queer? Blade actually is one of the coolest looking puppets there. I mean, shit, I actually wouldn't mind having a figure of Blade that I could just, go and fucking, display somewhere. He looks awesome. Oh my god, guys. That has to be a first. A puppet actually was scurrying through somewhere, and somebody kind of noticed him. That, I swear to God, guys, after similar scenes in Puppet Masters 1 and 3 where nobody saw the fucking thing running, that is kind of cool and a little bit different. Alright, I would just like to mention again that the costume on this fucking evil friggin' Egyptian guy is still just laughably shit. Which makes sense if this thing was made right along with Puppet Master 4, so they didn't have time to actually make the costume less shitty. Just thought I'd mention. Okay. These scenes are getting really creepy because this guy, this evil fucking Egyptian presence, the villain from the previous film, he basically has been trying to give life to another one of his little minions. For the last 2 scenes I've seen him, he spends most of it air humping behind it. Looks really fucking creepy, man. Alright, guys. This film is definitely a very educational film, and it does teach you a rather important lesson. Never tell Pinhead that he is ugly. He will wreck your shit. Actually, that was kind of cool when you really think about it. Well, it only took 5 movies, but Jester finally did something of value. And it was fucking awesome. Whoa, wait a minute. Torch? So Torch is here now, but he wasn't in the previous... Where the fuck was Torch in the previous film, then? You know, guys, I was just thinking about something. Now, if this place has the electrical power to run the elevators, why the hell is everybody running around with flashlights? Couldn't they just turn the fucking lights on? I just fucking noticed that, and it's really beginning to bug me a little bit. Alright, so that is Puppet Master 5, the final chapter. Which, by the way, I should mention that even though it's called the final chapter, and they were talking about how this was supposed to be the final film, it kind of ends on a fucking sequel hook, because it kind of hints that the puppets are going to be back. So apparently they actually knew that the title was a crock of shit, even as they were editing the film. Now, let's discuss the film, shall we? Let's talk about Puppet Master 5. Now, for those of you who've been, keeping up with everything in Puppet Master Month, I mentioned during Puppet Master 2 that it actually was a good film, but it just couldn't live up to the original Puppet Master. The same thing kind of applies here, in the sense that Puppet Master 5 is good, it's competent, but it doesn't really stand up when compared to Puppet Master 4, because Puppet Master 4 was a great film. It was really good, solid, quality stuff. And 5 just kind of feels almost like an afterthought. Also, in the previous episode, I mentioned continuity problems between this one and the other films in the series, and you probably heard me. Now this actually is provided that I did not to cut out this reaction. All of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, Torch shows up, and Torch, at least as far as I happen to remember, only appeared in Puppet Master 2. All right, and our main character Rick never saw Torch in Puppet Master 4. Yet when he sees Torch pop up, he knows him by fucking name, and is able to actually direct him, and Torch has no problem listening. I'm sorry, I honestly do not fucking care about the puppets have to follow the puppet master. When every other puppet first fucking sees Rick, there actually is that moment of hesitation, and there was none of that with Torch. It basically felt to me like Torch was just kind of thrown in there at the last second, going, hey, people actually liked him in 2. Put him in, So that actually was something which kind of bugged me, especially since Torch is really only there for about 2 scenes, and he's really only effective in one of them. So, or correction, 3 scenes, but he honestly is really only effective, useful, or cool in one of them. Now, in the previous episode, I mentioned that the actor who plays the primary villain, which is this evil Egyptian god Sutek, was really hamming it up, and I said that it kind of worked. Now, the reason why it worked in Puppet Master 4 is because he had very, very short scenes, and really he was maybe in the film for about 5, maybe 7 minutes tops. He really didn't have a whole lot of time. In this one, though, they fucking give him at least 15 minutes of monologuing, dialogue, and all, and it just doesn't work, especially when he has to monologue. However, though, that actually doesn't help when he actually is trying to put his essence into his little puppet, and he's sitting there behind it, and he's just constantly air humping. Seems really fucking weird, and just the way that he delivers the lines, it's just horrible. And it gets really bad. It feels really bland when it's Sutek and Toulon talking in the final battle. When they actually are talking to each other, it feels almost like there is no soul there. Otherwise though, the acting was really good. The acting actually was really solid, and I personally enjoyed it. Minus actually the guy who plays as fucking Sutek. The story, I actually just talked about the story a moment ago. It just kind of felt a little bit forced and tacked on. Felt really awful. Jesus Christ, man, that sun is coming out suddenly. Anyway, I actually could sit here, guys, and I could probably go on and on and on about the story and continuity, and I'm just going to tell you right now, yes, Puppet Master 5 and Puppet Master 4 were made at the same time, and Puppet Master 5 just kind of sort of feels like a shit ton of scenes which didn't quite work out in 4, and actually most of which is actually just a fucking extra fucking act which goes almost nowhere. Honestly, Puppet Master 5, now you actually could skip it and you'd have no fucking problems. You actually could probably jump from Puppet Master 4 to fucking, Curse of, which is the next film, and you'd have no problems. Now this film just feels unfucking needed. However, I still think that it is a slightly decent film as long as you don't compare it to Puppet Master 4. This thing actually would be now this film would be great as a standalone piece, but God help you if you try to compare it to the previous film. It's just not going to stack up. Special effects, as always, were really good, except for one really blatant scene, and it is right towards the ending, and it is when Sutek's puppet is shot with lightning, and he flies backwards. You actually can very clearly see the fishing line that is being used to actually yank this puppet back. It's really, really awkward, and almost every human being who has a functional set of eyes can see it. However, though, that actually is the only effect in the entire film which I would actually call a bad effect. Almost everything else is really good. It is really solid, and it actually is right on par with the fantastic effects which have been seen in the 4 previous films. Stop motion, as always, was really the shining beacon of this film when it comes to effects. All of it was really well done. See, acting was good, and then we have the cinematography. Apparently, between Puppet Master 4 and Puppet Master 5, the fucking cinematographer learned exactly what a Dutch angle is and decided to use it whenever possible. His favorite thing would actually have a camera start off just perfectly level, and then as somebody is walking into a room, the whole frame just tilts, turns into this really irritating Dutch angle, which to me only works with the Adam West Batman series and movie. Otherwise, Dutch angles always feel really out of place to me. But still, though, that actually is something which you also can easily which you actually can look past if you're just looking for an entertaining film. Now, I actually stated that I would highly recommend the film as long as you don't compare it to Puppet Master 4. Now, I also found out that similar to Puppet Masters 1, 2, and 3 being put out in a triple feature DVD, you can also get 4, 5, and the 6th film, which is Curse of the Puppet Master, in a similar triple fucking feature set, and that one's similar to the other set, which is the first 3 films, is only about $5 or $7. So really, it would probably be worth it, because hell, I actually have already covered 2 fucking thirds of it, and those 2 thirds were at least competent. So right now we just have a couple more films before I can tell you if the box set itself is actually going to be worth the purchase price. However, though, we are now 5 movies in, and there's only 4 other movies in the set. We are well over halfway through the Puppet Master series. The box set, which I have here, which has all 9 films, only costs $30. I'm going to tell you right now, $30 for 9 films. And the first 5 are really good. I would highly recommend picking it up, because, guys, guess what? All right, even if Curse of, Retro, Legacy, and Axis of Evil all fucking suck, $30 is still well worth it for the first 5. So yeah, guys, you actually can probably swing over to Amazon and you can check out and you can purchase the set. Oh, also, for anyone who is curious, I also found out this recently. If you go over to the IMDb, you can watch Puppet Masters 1, 2, and 3 on there. They actually have the movies right on the site. You can watch them for free as long as you have a fucking account with the IMDb. So yeah, guys, by all means, swing on over there and swing on over there and check out those, or or you actually can go over to Netflix. You can or you can purchase the box set. It's really easy to find the Puppet Master films in almost any fucking capacity, and so far I would highly recommend all of them, which I never thought I would say. So, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.